Okay, now, Isaac Newton, he was born at a young age, obviously, but we're not going to start there. We're starting with how he was in Cambridge University. He was like a massive nerd. He read all the works of the leading scientists of the time. By the age of 24, he was making his own stuff. Yeah, such as the theory explaining why planets move the way they did. His theory on gravity formed when he was watching an apple. It didn't actually fall on his head. That's a myth. And it fell from a tree, and he was all like, if that fell because of a force, I wonder if that's the same force that moves the planets around. And it is. Over the next 20 years, he kind of like perfected his theories. He invented basic calculus. He didn't like fully invent all of calculus, but a good bit of calculus he invented. 1687, he published a book named The Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy. This book spread his theories and mathematical knowledge across a good bit of Europe. A lot of people knew about it. For 200 years, Newton's laws held up until the 1900s. We had a revolution in physics, and once again, changed the view of everyone.
Alright, major theories and discoveries. Okay, so he obtained three main great discoveries, which were calculus, the theory of universal gravitation, and the nature of white light, where we look at the universal gravitation, it explains that every particle that exists in the universe is bound to attract other particles through a force of attraction. And he also installed three laws of motion, which included first law, every object is a state of motion, will remain in that motion unless acted by an external force. And the second, F equals ma, for the force, E equals the mass multiplied by the acceleration, and last, for every action acted upon, there is an opposite and equal reacting motion. Furthermore, with these theories upon calculus, Newton could explain the movement of planets, which would be the orbit in an elliptical form. When looking at the different perspectives of white light, Newton would find that being produced by the sun is separated into different colors in a spectrum of a prism.
This is me. We paraphrase. I'm like, Jaden.
Hey, cut it.
This is one of his theories about how the earth like kind of moved, physics basically. Anyways, major ideas and belief. Despite him being a scientist, he was a very devout Christian, and he believed all of his scientific works would also kind of like he believed if he made all these scientific books, he might convince people about of thinking of God and how God created these science things, such as his book Principia Mathematica. He believed God influenced some things in science. He doesn't believe like everything was God though. Let's see. He wrote in his book, this is a direct quote, bar for bar, word for word. This being governs all things not as the soul of the world, but as Lord over all.